What's up, guys? Hope you're all feeling good today. This is the Minute Cryptic for Thursday, October 16th. Let's go ahead and give it a try. So today's clue is heads, shoulders, knees, and toes, in quotations, wraps up one little performance. So this one, the answer is only 4 letters long, and I'm curious how we're going to do this. My first thought was, well, head, shoulders, knees, and toes, the first letters are all capitalized. I don't know, maybe it's going to be something to do with taking the first letter of something. It could easily be that. So maybe I got to figure out what are the indicators here. Wraps up one little performance. What am I going to do with those? And I don't even know what I'm going to do with head, shoulders, knees, and toes, by the way. What am I going to do with that? Wraps up. Okay, what kind of thing could wraps up mean? Wraps up to wrap around something? Wraps up one. One could be I. Do we need to find a replacement for head, shoulders, knees, and toes? Do we need to substitute that for something like that long thing? So performance could probably, or maybe little performance. I don't know what would. Okay, if I'm thinking the definition might be performance, but then what do we do with the word little? If performance is the definition, so maybe it is little performance, but that doesn't feel right because I don't get how you could. Little performance. The word play comes to mind for little performance, but I don't know. That doesn't. I mean, I don't know, maybe that makes sense, but how would it be play? I don't see. I mean, wouldn't we need an I if one is? Or maybe it's head, shoulders, knees, and toes wraps up one. We got to think literally about this. But aren't the cryptic clues? Isn't the point that they're cryptic that they're not supposed to be read literally? Well, I guess it could be an andlet that literally means and literally. Yeah, so head, shoulders, knees, and toes, it would wrap up a play. Well, no, that's just me reading it literally. Okay, so if that, so then it would be an andlet with play. If you're reading it literally, it works with play. But I don't see how you get that in any other way. Wraps up head, shoulders, and I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, I think the answer is play, but I don't get how that would be the answer other than just literally reading it. So there's some sort of weird letter thing going on here, some letter play, wordplay stuff that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, if you think about the word play, has a P in it. Performance has a P in it. Wraps up something. Pay could wrap up the letter L, meaning you like a container indicator. Ply could wrap up the A. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't really. I mean, I'm very curious to see if it is play. Let's just type that in. We'll see the explanation video on how we got there. No, it's not play. Okay. Okay, well, cool. Well, now I know that's not right, so that means there's something else going on. Yeah, I mean, then I don't know what to do. Okay, knowing that it's not that, maybe we have to use the word play somewhere. Little performance. Oh my god, I see it. I mean, okay, I see what it is. I thought of what other types of performances are there, and I thought of a skit. Okay, I thought of a skit, and then I recognized that SK and T are in here, and it does use the I for one, right? And I was like, why do we not use the H? Why do we just use the SK and the T? And the answer is because heads is an indicator. The heads of shoulders. I can't believe I didn't think about that. Man, I should know better. I think that the word heads, I think it was just camouflaged a little bit in there because I just kind of ignored those all as possibly being indicator words or whatever. Because they're all like put together with commas, capital letters, with the quotation marks around them. I just ignored them as being. I need to not do that. I know better than that. I had a brief thought when I first started this one, which was that you might be able to separate them somehow, and I just didn't follow up on that, unfortunately. But I did consider literally to do exactly what I didn't do, which is to, yeah. Heads is clearly the indicator for taking the first letter of shoulders, knees, and toes. SK and T. They wrap up an I, which is 1 in Roman numerals. So they go around it. And skit is a little performance. Okay. And then indicators. Yeah, so I was wrong that it could not have been play because there was no letter play that led you to getting play as an answer. But it fit. I was thinking little performance, like a performance that for kids, you know. And I was like, yeah, kids do have like the school play, you know, in school. So I just didn't understand why the definition would be little performance over performance. But I guess little performance, I guess that's how you're supposed to read it. Right? Like the way you're supposed to read it is head, shoulders, knees, and toes wraps up one little performance. You're supposed to interpret it as play being the literal meaning on the surface. You're supposed to think of kids, because obviously kids do head, shoulders, knees, and toes, and they wrap up a play. It is something that you might see them do in a play or whatever, you know. So I don't know. My mind thought maybe this was like an and-lit thing where that we just had to take that most obvious surface level reading of it. I thought maybe it was just the answer, and there's some other way that we get that as well with letter, but that's not the case on this one. Clearly, I was kind of hoping that was the case because that would have been interesting. But no, I guess it's almost too easy to do that. I think that one of the reasons why I was a little confused on that, or why that I thought maybe that was just the answer, was because a lot of times when you read one of these cryptic clues on the surface, you might think of something, but like it doesn't fit in the letters, what you know, how many letters is in there. So in this case, the word play just fit in there. Like sometimes you read it and you either you can't come up with the answer, or it doesn't make sense, or it just doesn't fit. In this case, it just kind of confused me there. So, okay. Yeah, the definition is little performance. So, all right. Let's go ahead and watch this explanation video.
Today.
Here we go.
Today's cryptic crossword clue is heads, shoulders, knees, and toes wraps up one little performance. And this clue comes to us from one of our members, Gabriel K. Thank you, Gabriel. I found this clue mildly triggering because I've sat through many performances of heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. I assume this is quite a universal song in English speaking places. I'm not going to do it. I was tempted to do it, but it's like it's a little kid's like kindergarten, preschool kind of song. But it's ripe for wordplay because while all of those words are plural nouns, some of them, I mean all of them really, can be verbs and they could be quite useful for wordplay. For example, shoulders, if you shoulder something, you carry it. So here, the wordplay could be something that means heads is shouldering or carrying something that means knees and toes.
Carrying.
It's not what's going on, and it's not that useful for our wordplay because our answer's 4 letters. We kind of need techniques that reduce our letter count, and carrying wordplay kind of preserves our letter count. The same with knees. I think knees could be an anagram indicator. I'm sure some of you will think that's a horrible idea, but if you knee something, you kind of you whack it with your knee. Hit certainly would be an anagram indicator. If you hit a word, you
anagram
it, so why not knees? That could be going on. But again, anagrams preserve your letter count. We've got to get a 4-letter answer. We're better off looking at words that reduce our letter count. And we can find that with heads, another verb. If you head something, you lead it. And so what heads, shoulders, knees, and toes? SKT, heads, shoulders, knees, and toes. Those are the leading letters. Those letters lead shoulders.
I mean, now that's one. My interpretation of the word heads as an indicator is the head of something. Like your head is like the top portion of your body. So I was just imagining it being like the top portion of the word, meaning the first letter of it, position-wise. But you could also use heads as a... I don't know. I think there's... Is there just multiple ways to kind of interpret that? I mean, they both mean the same thing, kind of, but not exactly.
Knees and toes, and that gives us 3 letters from that quite large fodder. That's working well for our small letter count. And those letters, SKT, that wraps up 1, and the Roman numeral for 1 is I, and so if SKT wraps up or goes around I, we get skit, another word for a little performance.
All right, yeah, I mean, that one just took me a minute to figure out. I mean, it took me a minute. It's the minute cryptic. It's going to take me a minute to do these. Took me a minute to figure out. It was satisfying to get it once I got it. I got stuck on the possibility that maybe this was like an andlet or something. But no, I mean, it was not play. I'm curious to know if any of you guys just tried putting in play as the answer. Like, if you didn't see the other stuff right away. So what was I going to say about this one? Oh, I was just going to say that I thought the explanation video was pretty good. Not much. There's nothing really confusing about this one. It's just a matter of, can you see what's going on, or does it take you a second? And it took me a second. So guys, that's going to wrap things up though for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me struggle to figure this one out. Managed to get it with no hint, so that's good. Guys, if you guys enjoyed this, leave a like on the video if you want to see more of it. Also, you can check out yesterday's Minute Cryptic Solve on Patreon. I made that one a Patreon exclusive, as I do with some of them. So becoming a Patreon member, number one, it helps out my channel. I really hope that you guys, that's the number one reason why you would become a Patreon member. It's because you like the channel, you appreciate me making content every day. But also, you get a bonus perk of getting to see some of the solves that I don't publish here publicly to the channel. So if you guys are interested in that, check it out. Again, take care of yourselves, guys, and I'll see you next time.